welcome to the Outdoor Test Kitchen Podcast. I'm your host, Seth, along with Tim, and together we'll be discussing all things cooking, camping, and everything in between. We've got an exciting episode in store for you this week, so let's get started. Hey, everybody, welcome back.
Welcome back, guys. Glad to have you.
Hope everybody's had an amazing week so far.
Hopefully so. We have had a busy week.
Yes, we have. It's been nonstop from coming back from our awesome spooktacular camp out to everything else we did this week. But it was nice. We got that camp out, as y'all saw last week. Had a lot of fun on that, and
We sure did. And one thing that made it really a lot better was being organized.
Yes, organization is key, as we learned from Tawakoni and from before, always saying make lists. In fact, over behind there's old camp out lists, and I learned the hard way at Tawakoni, when you don't make a detailed list, you end up forgetting a lot of stuff. And
yeah, you do forget.
And it kind of takes away from the experience. If you just take the extra 30 minutes to less than that to come up with a good organized list. And we have a standard list of, so we double check all our camp gear, but then like our meals and everything, we want to know what groceries we have, all that. In the end, taking just a little bit of a prep time, I guess you could call it, it does make the experience so much more enjoyable, because then you're not like, oh man, I forgot this, or, well, I prepared for this, but it's, you get it organized and you do a little bit of planning on your trip. Just think about it as if you're going to go to Disney World, you just show up to Disney World. No, you take the time, you plan it out, and just like camping, although it's a lot easier than planning Disney World and a heck of a lot cheaper.
Save a lot of money, that's for sure.
But you take a little time, and I know RVers, like, you all know how to load your RV. Keep a checklist, double check it, and stay organized. And organization is a key to a great experience. And it may seem a little mundane sometimes, but not really. It really amplifies your overall experience.
Yeah, and nowadays with the phones that everybody has, you can make a list so easy. You also just write on a piece of paper. But
you can scroll through. You probably can't see it too well, but it's my checklist of my daily to-dos.
Wouldn't be a bad idea to put the checklist on the website. That could be pretty useful for people.
Yeah, we could come up with a standard kind of camp gear, but then again, we kind of tailor.
We tailor it to each park that we're going to.
We have a general list of tent,
like the bare necessities.
That. And even if we do have a couple of boxes and a camping rack that if we want to be spontaneous or
spontaneous.
Yes, there we go. We can just grab it and load and go. We don't need a lot of planning, but like the spooktacular, yes, we planned it out a little more, and all of our trips,
really
usually plan out. We know what we're going to be eating, or if we're going to go out to eat. So we have that list. We know, check the weather. So do I need the rain fly? Do I need rain gear, or do I need a lighter tent? That's.
Yeah.
We plan it per trip.
And honestly, don't always trust the weatherman.
No.
So you may always want to bring that rain fly just in case.
Well, yes. And I always try to keep, unless it's like August, but, keep at least one hoodie or some kind of warm clothes, even if it's not supposed to be. It may get a little chill and so forth. So, that's why, being organized is, it makes the experience very enjoyable. I know I probably said that 20 times, but that's how much I mean it.
Yeah, that's how serious we are about it. If you have all your ducks in a row, you're not going to be anxious and stressing, well, did I forget this? Did I get that? No, because you checked that box off. You got it. You're good to go.
Yes, exactly. And you're not going to be in the panic mode of like, well, I forgot my pillows. Now I'm going to be sleeping on just the cot, or I forgot my air mattress pump. So either I'm going to have to spend 2 hours manually blowing it up, or, hey, get a checklist and boom, you don't have to worry about those things.
Or you forgot your can opener.
Yes. And the next thing you know, you're having to use, luckily I keep a multi-tool, but you're having to use a POS, not really, it's designed for survival, not convenience.
Yeah, exactly.
So that is important. So lists and being organized, like we have dedicated crates for all our stuff. And I tell you what, we used this last trip, which I'm absolutely in love with, are those space-saving bags, those little vacuum bags. Oh, my goodness.
Those are nice.
Yes, because then you can take out, we took out good bedding with pillows and the works, the shams, comforter. But it actually vac packed down to smaller than what we used to bring, was just 2 pillows and a blanket and 2 sleeping bags,
Yeah.
But now we had full bedding with decorative pillows.
Yeah, it looked pretty crazy in there.
Yeah, it looked like a nice resort hotel room. That's what it was. 'Cause we were out in God's hotel.
Yeah, we were. But yeah, I mean that's what made it so nice at the campsite. Whoops, there goes my phone on these dang short pants. Not short pants. They're pants. I almost said shorts. But anyway, so yeah, that's what makes it so easy and made this so enjoyable, was having everything we needed because we were organized.
Yeah, and I think that's a good idea. I'm going to make a note to
get that on the website.
Yeah, come up with just kind of, and it won't be I guess if you wanted to copy it, but it'll be more of give you an idea of how to set up your own list. It'll be, hey, this is our list that we use for this with menu. I mean,
we have the list on a Excel sheet, don't we?
Yeah, well, Apple's version of Excel.
So we might be able to just upload that to their website and they can just download it. And then if they want to add their...
Okay. You know who the IT guy is, right?
No.
Yeah, exactly. So
I said maybe. If worst case, just PDF. You can print it off.
That's probably what it would be.
Yeah, something. It'll be there.
But unless you're an IT person and you want to help out.
It might be easy. We can figure that out.
Yeah. No, and then also we had this past Saturday went out for a Dutch Oven Society little cooking demo, and it was Oktoberfest.
Had a blast there. That was fun.
Yeah, they had it was a good community, guys, and if you find, look up Dutch Oven Society. It's a national organization. They have it per state and per region, but those are fun activities. And if you're close enough to an area and you just want to have a nice Saturday afternoon, they do these, they call them dogs, Dutch oven gatherings, all over. And they're a lot of fun. It's not pretentious. The group we go to,
they're almost like a family out there.
They're
really
very
cool.
chill. They're all there to help you cook your stuff. Some people will give you, if you didn't have a pot, they've given, hey, we have extra Dutch ovens, here you go. Or they really, it's a really great group, and it's a fun group to be a part of. And you don't always have to cook. A lot of people don't, but the style or the setup is you get up there in the morning, whoever's cooking cooks, and then by 11, 12 o'clock, they put everybody's pots on a table, and it's just a big buffet.
Down. Yeah. And in fact, it's a good thing that everybody doesn't cook. Otherwise, there'd be so much left over.
Yes. So far, luckily, we've made enough where it's not too much cleanup afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. There's a little bit left over, and that's exactly how you want it.
No, so it's a fun. So if you have one of those in your area, I highly recommend you going. And you don't have to take anything at first, at least with where the little society we are or go to. You just show up and
and you're just there.
Yeah. I mean, you watch the people. I mean, you don't have to cook. And for the first couple of times we went, we were just observing, kind of seeing what was going on and tasting some other people's food and stuff. And then we decided to bring out our own stuff and start cooking.
Being the outdoor test kitchen,
Yes. Although we kind of go incognito. We don't want...
Yeah. Nobody there knows yet. But
yeah, and that's more,
it's because we just kind of
professional chef, and it's for relaxation, not trying to show anything up or. So it's been a good, fun time, and this each month they try to do a theme, and it was Oktoberfest, and the German beer drinking, and of course, don't do a lot of Oktoberfest style or German foods.
We really don't.
I mean, a lot of people did the standard sauerkraut and brats and stuff, and
lots of sauerkraut.
And that leads us right into it's time for the recipe of the week, where we break down one of our favorite recipes and give you guys all the details. So let's get cooking. All right, and what we did for them is also the recipe of the week, and we did a braised red cabbage with apples and smoked sausage.
It was delicious.
It was really good, and we're going to run down that recipe really quick, and then we'll discuss, but
then we'll talk about it.
It was simple, easy, one-pot fun meal, and it was... about a 1.5 pound head of cabbage, and we just cut this up into slice. Keep the stem on, trim it at the bottom, but keep it on, and then kind of make little 1-inch slices and wedges.
Yep.
And then 2 tablespoons of olive oil, a tablespoon of butter, then about a half teaspoon of smoked salt and a half teaspoon of black pepper. And on that, you take your Dutch oven. And you can do this on the regular oven or regular stove and oven. But you kind of saute off, put your butter and oil in the pan, do a quick little 2-3 minute saute on each side, season the cabbage very well on both sides. And then next you go into your braising liquid, which is a half a cup of chicken stock, 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, and 1/3 of a cup of apple cider vinegar. And you just pour, once you kind of got a good sear on the cabbage, just pour each of those in there and kind of move things around to mix it up. And then you're going to bring that up to a simmer and, simmer there for about 5 minutes. And then if you're using a traditional Dutch oven, that's the time you would put the lid on and put coals on top. If you're at home, just throw it in a 400-degree oven. You don't need a lid on it, and it will do the same thing. And so you're going to braise that. I did skip ahead. You're going to take your sausages. You can use kielbasa, brats, any kind of smoked sausage you want. I mean, it's your
preferred sausage, I mean.
And with the sausage, about, one package is 12 to 14 ounce, package. That's usually 3 or 4 sausages. And just score them all the way down, set them in the pot. Take a large Granny Smith apple, Golden Delicious, or a Honey Crisp. Those work really well. We used Honey Crisp this past weekend. They turned out awesome.
They were very sweet, too.
Yes, and we just slice them into small little wedges, mix them all into the cabbage, lay the sausages, scored sausages on top, and then put your lid on and put the coals on top, or put it in your oven for 20 minutes. And you let that braise for a good 20 to 30 minutes. If you're doing a traditional Dutch oven style, it may take a little longer because your heat management is very dependent on environmental factors. So you're basically just trying to braise it down. And of course, if you get a sausage that's already cooked, you're really just trying to bring it up to temp.
Yeah.
But if you had a raw sausage, which you can use, you just want to make sure you cook the sausage all the way through.
Yep. Exactly. Which, I mean, you're going to cook it all the way through anyways.
Well, yeah. So I would say if you're at home, 20 minutes in a 400-degree oven. If you're using a traditional Dutch oven with the charcoal briquettes or over a campfire, it's probably going to cook time for the braising is going to be 20 to about 45 minutes.
Yeah, depending on how well you manage your heat and how many.
No. But after you can check it every now and then, and you'll see the cabbage is breaking down, and you'll tell. But after your braising time, take 2 teaspoons of a good Dijon mustard or a spicy brown mustard, 3 tablespoons of cream, and about a tablespoon of fresh chopped up dill. Mix that. We did it in a mason jar out there, just shook it up. And then just take your lid off, drizzle that all over the stuff. It'll help kind of make the sauce a little creamy. And then if you want to be fancy, take another apple and then slice it, and we'll have a picture up and have a nice little apple ring. Take all the coals off the bottom and then just pile them on top of your lid. And that will get those apples nice and cooked really fast, and that cream mixture will kind of mix in with the sauce, and it'll just make everything perfect.
Yeah.
And you leave that on for about 5-10 minutes. And dude, that's it.
Super easy recipe. I mean, it's so simple.
And the flavor is just out of this world. And then garnish, take it off and garnish with a little extra dill.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be fancy. But it is delicious. The flavor profile. And I'm not a big German food fan per se, but I'm excited to make this again and again.
Yeah. I mean, I would eat this really any time of the year. It just like the little bit of sweetness from the apples, a little bit of salty from the sausage, and then the cabbagey flavor.
It was very good and balanced.
Yeah,
it was delicious, and I loved the simple one-potness. Now you could, if you had some spätzle or egg noodles or some potato cakes, serve that alongside of it, or just a good old crunchy sourdough bread and the cabbage and sausage. Oh, my goodness, I'm getting hungry, and we just ate.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty full. I mean, it sounds good. But yeah, no, you should definitely try out that recipe anytime. No matter when you're watching this, you should try and make that. It's just all around easy recipe and delicious.
It's really easy. And it's a great introduction to Dutch oven cooking recipe where you don't, like some things, if you're going to bake a cake or something, a lot of people tend to burn the bottom of their pan but braising is great as long as you have liquid in there, and that's why you're checking it. But it is a great way to get yourself introduced to Dutch oven cooking the old traditional way. And it's fun, it's simple, and I'm telling you what, there's not a lot of ingredients, but there is so much flavor, and it's unbelievable.
It's very rewarding.
Yes, and it's a perfect recipe for October. And just serve it along with a nice Guinness or a apple cider. Yeah. So, I mean, it is delicious.
And well, did we tell them where we did that at?
Oh, well, that was out again. They are Dutch Oven Society meets out at Purtis Creek. Time for the OTK campsite review. Will it be thumbs up or thumbs down? Let's see. All right, indeed. Thumbs up or thumbs down.
Ooh, new bumper. I like it.
Oh, I threw that together really fast.
Yes. Cool. So, yeah, Purtis Creek State Park.
Yes, located in Eustis, Texas. It's a great little park. I'm going to go ahead and say thumbs up on my end.
Definitely a thumbs up. I mean, that's our go-to park.
Yes, I love it. It's a small, quiet park, but I don't know if we should do a review because then more people might start going.
Yeah, actually, thumbs down. You never want to try that place out. No, it's a really nice, just calm park where you get to enjoy the park.
Yes, and the park staff is great.
Yeah, park staff is super great.
The rangers and the volunteers are really good, and it's a fun park. It's one of Texas's smaller park facilities, and it's just out on a little lake. It's got a lot more acreage, undeveloped.
It does have a ton undeveloped.
Yeah, and when I say developed, not there's no trails or nothing, and it's kind of just closed off. They just own all the land.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's great. Check-in process, I would say,
it's decent.
It's okay. It's depending, again, this park's out in the middle of nowhere, and their internet is not always the most reliable.
Yep.
And so sometimes the check-in process, the computers can run a little slow, and since, everybody's got to be digital these days, it seems sometimes digital actually ends up taking longer than the old-fashioned way.
Yeah. You bring cash, you'll get through that line a lot faster.
Yes, or get a park pass, and then it's like boom, boom, in and out.
Yeah, park passes, they pay for themselves. They really do. You get discounts on all the goodies inside the
discounts
shops.
on camping, discounts on the park store.
Yeah.
We bought a new coffee mug.
Yeah.
It's actually right up.
That's back over here.
We like to collect those from each park that we go to.
They're pretty cool.
So, you get a nice little discount on park purchases. And their little park store, I mean, it's not really like a big store. It has, you can get drinks, fishing bait. And then they have some little souvenirs and knickknacks, gifts you can get, T-shirts, coffee mugs, stickers, the standard. And they do loan fishing gear.
Yeah.
So if you go out there and you don't have any fishing gear, you can go to the park store or park office, and you can check out some fishing gear and tackle and buy your bait right there.
Yep. And you don't even need a fishing license.
Yes, that's a beautiful thing, and I love about state parks in Texas especially. I don't know about other states. But you don't need a fishing license to fish inside the parks.
Yep. And at this park, the lake's completely inside the park.
Yeah, so you can fish off your boat.
Yep.
And which they do have a nice little boat access. It's a little single boat launch area, but they do have three nice sized kind of fishing piers, and then they have two more little ones for your boats and kayaks.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's set up. The lake is primarily for fishing.
Yeah, it's pretty much a fishing lake with a smaller beach area for swimming and stuff.
And they do have a nice little playground for kids. We're going to go down the list, but in the day use area is nice, big, lots of picnic tables with grill and with water spigot sprinkled around, so you can do your washing, clean up in the picnic area, which is different than a lot of picnic day use areas. Usually don't have water access.
Come to think of it, you're right.
I get that a lot.
A lot of state parks don't have potable water right there next to all your grills and your picnic tables.
Yeah, so that's a nice little additive. And the park they've got a good park host system, and they do a pretty good job of cleaning. Now and then again, when we go out there, we do find little bits of trash here or there. There's only been one time that it was really bad, and that was typical right after 4th of July. But
it makes sense.
That's a whole... go and check back on old episodes. There's a whole soapbox on that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, right around 4th of July, there's a podcast, and we talk all about that.
Yes. In group areas, they don't have really group camping per se, but they do have a great, nice covered pavilion that has a large double grill area and a giant fire pit. So,
Yeah.
and that's where we were doing the Dutch oven cooking.
Yeah, that's
demo.
every time that's where we do it at Purtis Creek.
And their hiking trails, I would say, are really kind of beginner. They're kind of retiree hiking, just leisure hiking, I guess.
Yeah, I can't remember if it's the red or the blue trail. But it's the longer trail. You go down, you take a left.
I think that's the blue.
Yeah, I think it is the blue loop. That one's a little more intense than all of the other trails, but that's just because you're going up and down.
Yeah,
up
and
down.
it's the longest one. It's only 2 miles, and they have a mile one, and they have a little about a mile and a half nature one that actually goes to their primitive camping.
Yep.
So you can, if you're one of those primitive campers who like to hike it in and hike it out,
You can
they've
do
got
it.
you covered. Or if you have a boat, because almost all the primitive sites, you can actually load up in the boat launch and park a boat. You have nice little water access on those sites.
Yeah, if our well was a little shallower, we might could pull it up over there. That'd be pretty cool.
If it had a little shallower draft, we probably could, and a little better maneuverability to getting in between all the stumps and reeds.
Yeah, that would be funny to see a sailboat maneuvering around stumps.
So that is kind of the group areas and the trails and like we said, the primitive. Their day use restrooms are pretty nice. I will say the last time we were out there, soap dispenser was knocked down. Hopefully they'll fix it. This is an older park.
Yeah.
It's a smaller one. I'll be honest. One of the things I love, but what some people may say against it, is that it is a park that the state isn't really that involved in, I guess. You know, they're not building new facilities and all this stuff and updating everything, which is...
And we're not talking crap about that either, because for us, it works out a lot better, because for a while they've been talking about redoing the restrooms, but if they do that, then we get prison showers.
Yes.
And who wants those?
Nobody.
So luckily, they haven't updated.
Yes, their allocations of funds always gets pushed somewhere else.
Yeah.
Which is just fine, because the park is in great shape. The volunteers and rangers do an amazing job. It's just, the facilities are
A little older, but
out of date, but that's
more just style.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you're supposed to be outside anyway.
Yeah, it's a state park. Come on.
But they're clean, and so how can you not ask for more?
Yeah, and we actually, signed up or whatever you want to call that, but to donate shower heads. So whenever they do actually redo it, we can give them the shower heads we want. It's funny. But, so
the day use restrooms, they have them on the lake side next to the playground and all the picnic tables and stuff. So it's a good access.
Centralized.
And the beach, and then that's also close to where the boat launches and stuff. So the day use area is really good for if you want to go fishing, but some of your family or kids want to hang around and just play in the water or play on swing set. I mean, it's all there. And then now to their campsite.
Yeah.
We have stayed at several.
Yeah.
They're standard access. You can fit about 32-foot RV in most of the sites. Now, you do need to kind of check them because they're not all the same. If you have bigger RV, you might want to call and ask what the best site would be. They can accommodate, but sometimes it's...
Yeah. I know I can't remember the site number in particular, but there is one where you'd park your trailer it's like uphill, and you're not going to be able to level that out. So you definitely want to check them out. Make sure you're getting the right one for you.
And then if you're a tent camper, you
want to make sure that there's a tent pad.
Yeah, or at least a tent area, because there's a couple of them. You could squeeze in a small hiking tent, but if you're a a big tent person, you carry a larger tent, it may not really accommodate, but if you have a trailer, it's perfect. So that's kind of the only downfall, but so far every site that we've stayed on has worked. We did book a site that really didn't have an area for our our tent and stuff, and we just walked to the park host and said, hey, blah, 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 can we switch it across the site next to it or across from it, which was perfect, and had a tent pad and everything. And he was like, yeah, sure. No one's reserved it. Go ahead. We'll switch it up. And so, I mean, they are very accommodating. That's why I love the hosts and the park staff. Because, if you do book kind of a wrong site that doesn't work for you and you get out there, just go talk to a Masco. And if they can, they'll switch it for you.
If they can, they will.
But it is nice that all the sites except for the primitive have electric and water. So that does make it nice if you're a tent and camper in July and you want to bring your AC with you, you can.
Exactly.
And I've seen a lot of those tent setups with the little window units. We've never done one of those.
We haven't done it, but I'm sure it's nice.
Yeah.
On ours, it'd be like dripping water on the outside because it's so cold.
But their picnic area, or the little pad area for the picnic table, they're all in good shape. They've kind of updated to almost all of them now have metal picnic tables,
which is nice.
Yeah, and they keep, like I said, the hosts keep the grounds clean. And we also most of the areas are spread out, but some are very compact.
Yeah, there are some quite compact sites. Actually, the same site that has the really steep driveway has a really compact site. So you've got your little fire pit area, your kitchen area, and you've got your tent area. So it's like right there.
I will say their compact sites are really cool because it's kind of like surrounded by trees. So if it's compact, it is private. There's more privacy, unlike some parks that,
where you literally just have zero privacy.
Yes, like there's no peeing by a tree unless you want to catch a charge.
Yeah, and who wants that?
So this park, it is cool. And I will say that some people may poo-poo that, but for the little park like this, having the diverse style of campsites, once you go once, you can kind of look around and get an idea. I have a laundry list of different campsites that I want to stay at this park, which for a small park, it keeps it interesting. Because so far, we have stayed at a different spot every time we've camped there.
Yeah.
And it's been a fun new experience. And almost every time, we're like, man, that was a great site. Man, let's get it next time. Well, let's try this one. Oh, this is even a better site. And it just keeps snowballing. So
exactly.
And they have a good fire pit with a built-in grill, one that is adjustable, great, which is nice for cooking and heat control.
And making a on-the-fly oven.
Yes.
It's great for that, too.
Oven, smoker. Man, I love those.
Yeah, those are the
styles.
best kind.
Not all of the sites have shoreline access. There are a few that do, and some people will come and put their boats right up next to it, so that's always nice. You can look at the park map and figure those sites out. Bathroom access to the main camp bathrooms that have the 3-stall shower, and it's kind of a public-private, has a curtain into the changing area, and then your 3 shower stalls.
Yeah.
It's not super private, but it's a public bathroom. Doesn't really matter.
It's private enough, I guess.
Yes. And then on the other side, it has the curtain, it has the toilets and
sinks and urinals and
stuff. And they do have hand soap and a hand dryer. They're also, it's fanned. Been in the hottest of the summer, and it's not too terribly bad.
It's really not. They've got a decent fan in there.
And what's so great about it, it is like in the camping area, it's pretty much a walkable distance from any site. also in several of this interior sites, there's plenty of trails from your site that you can go through, a nice little fun little trail right into the bathroom area. So it's perfectly located. So you're not having to like get in your car and drive to a bathroom. It's easily walkable from almost any site.
And the same is said for the primitive sites too. There's a very centralized like porta potty out there.
Yes.
I say porta potty, but it's a building, but
yes, it's just there's no water.
Yeah.
So it's more just a composting toilet.
Yeah. And you can,
outhouse.
Yeah, exactly. But they keep it up. They go out there and make sure.
And it's centrally located for that. So their bathroom placements are very good. And like when we touched on the closeness to neighbors, some sites you can see, but a lot of them have good coverage on each side, so you kind of feel a little more private.
Yeah. Although we will say the site that we were at for our spooktacle, during the winter, when there's no leaves and foliage,
it would be very open.
It would be pretty open. That would be a site you wouldn't be able to just go pee behind a tree.
Yeah.
But it was still a great site.
It was great. And it's always nice sometimes to meet. We met our neighbor there. It was a shame it was the day that we were leaving and they just got there.
Yeah.
But he was a really awesome guy. And we had a good little chit chat. So, but other than that, noise level, there's no like power stations or just industrial noise.
The only kind of noise to be expected is nature, and then maybe a neighbor.
Yeah, the people. And I found that this park is a very relaxed and kind of retiree park that everybody's very respectable. About 10 o'clock, noise and lights kind of die down.
Yeah.
So, everybody kind of respects the quiet hour, which makes it very enjoyable. So, and overall, we already kind of gone through everything. Showers are awesome. I love them. Great hot water, great water pressure.
Yes.
I do not want them to change that. I would be sad.
Yeah.
But for Purtis Creek, guys, I give it a full 2 thumbs up. It's one of my favorite parks.
It definitely is.
Because it is a very quiet, relaxing park. You get out there. Yeah, if you're big into mountain biking and that's why you're going out, you're not going to want to go to this park. But if you just want to relax, throw a hammock up, go fish, maybe take some little nature walking around. There's lots of deer. I love seeing the deer.
There are a lot of deer. Almost every time we go out there, we see a couple deer.
So I highly recommend checking it out if you're in the Eustis area of Texas. It's a fun little park.
Yeah, it is. And if you really enjoy fishing, you definitely should go.
Oh, yes, for sure.
It's a good park. Overall, I would really give it 8 stars out of 10.
Yeah, I'd give it 8.5, 9. I don't know really what I would. Yeah.
I mean, my only thing is I really wish there was like a trail that went out into that undeveloped area.
That is kind of thing. They have so much land. I guess that is what I'd be knocking it on, is that they have a ton of land, but they're only using a fraction of it.
Yeah.
And not building buildings, but for like trails. It could probably be a great...
you could make it into some great mountain biking trails, I bet.
They probably keep it that way because if they expanded it more, they would need more parking, more sites. Although they are talking about redeveloping, they have some water-only sites, but they discovered a pipeline running right underneath it, so the state had them close it down.
Yeah.
But they are planning to build them somewhere else. But again, this park, a lot of times their funds get moved to other more profitable parks, I would say.
Yeah, I guess
hey,
it makes
I'm
sense.
not complaining about it because it's keeping our little gym a gym.
It is. And we're kind of talking about it, so we may get too many people there now. But.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, I hope everybody has a wonderful week. And I hope y'all enjoyed this as much as we did. And remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit that little bell thing.
Yeah, because some reason, when you subscribe, YouTube doesn't think you want to hear about us.
Yes, well, just make sure. And we got a lot more videos coming out. Definitely check out our Cooking with OTK, where we have fun cooking and showing y'all great recipes. And, of course, check out the website, outdoortestkitchen.org, where you can find all our great recipes that we do on YouTube and wherever else.
And our convenient lists.
Yeah, they'll be up there at my convenience. All right, guys, have a great week, and God bless you, and we'll see you next Thursday.
See you next Thursday, guys.
Keep cooking and keep camping.
Yeah.